right. Hello, everyone. My name is Alana Glover. I'm the current symposium editor at the University of Baltimore Law Review, and I'm a former Andrew Goodman Foundation ambassador here at the University of Baltimore. Just a little context, the Andrew Goodman Foundation was an organization founded in honor of Andrew Goodman, who was one of 3 individuals killed registering African Americans to vote during the Freedom Summer in the 1960s. So I got this great opportunity to explain the Electoral College in 5 minutes. So we're going to see how that works out today. So this is just going to be related to some research to a paper I just recently submitted to the Constance Baker Motley writing competition, which is in honor of the first African American female judge appointed to the judiciary. So this came about because I wanted to do research following the 2016 election and moving to the 2020 election. I know many of us know that's the most recent election where a presidential candidate gained the presidency not by winning the popular vote, but by winning the electoral vote in the Electoral College. So I think for many people in my generation, that sparked a lot of questions, and I think a lot of people were really wondering what the Electoral College is, where it came from, and really what is the purpose of it today. So my paper really was intended to go into that research, really dive into what the Electoral College was, what the process is, what it does, what is the history of the Electoral College, and then really, is it relevant today? And if it is relevant or if it is not relevant, I also explored the ideas of what can actually be done to resolve that issue. So currently in approaching the 2020 election, this has continued to be a hot button topic. All those things have shifted. Elizabeth Warren has gone on record saying that if elected president, one of her goals would be abolishing the Electoral College. Even prior to the 2016 election, when Hillary Clinton was a senator, one of her main goals was abolishing or altering the Electoral College, although she wasn't able to accomplish that goal prior to the election. So this, for me, was a very important topic for us, or for me, to explain to individuals what it is and how it affects our country. So really, the Electoral College, it's important to know, is a process. It's not a group, it's not people as we, many people may think, but it's just the process of electors casting their vote for individuals for the presidency. It's also important to note that who actually serves as electors has never been expressly defined. Electors have been defined as qualified citizens. However, the Constitution doesn't expressly define who qualified citizens are, and there's not a lot of information on who these citizens can actually be. There's brief, vague descriptions that an elector cannot be it cannot be someone who's already representing a political figure, or it also cannot be an individual who's the enemy of the state. But besides those 2 factors, we really don't have any information on who the electors are. In order for an individual to win the presidency today, there are 538 electors in the Electoral College, and an individual must win 270 out of the electors that are in the college. The issue comes into play is every state has different electors. So for example, California has 55, Maryland has 10. The amount of electors per state is based off of the representatives in Congress and also the representatives in Senate. So each state gets 1 elector per the representative in Congress, and then you get 2 electors per your representative in the Senate. So that's how the electoral votes are dispersed by the state. Then the other issue is each state disperses those electoral votes in different ways. So the majority of states use a winner-take-all system. So what happens in that system, say if a presidential candidate in Maryland wins 54% of the vote and the other presidential candidate wins 46% of the vote, that candidate would get all of the 10 electoral votes, which that comes into issue. Many people argue that a lot of individuals' vote don't count as much as they think it does, because even if they get 50% of the vote, they will get all of the electoral votes. So just to move forward, because we do have 1 minute left, so I'm going to speed through this. So a lot of people argue, and there's a lot of evidence shows, that the Electoral College was kind of birthed out of the 3/5 compromise. So during the first Constitutional Convention in 1787, when Virginia lawmakers were determining the 3/5 compromise in order to even out their population and get more representation, also came the Electoral College. So that is a strong argument made by many historians, including Paul Finkelman, who studies the foundation of slavery and the foundation of this nation, and who was just here last semester for a symposium we put on 400 Years Slavery and the Constitution. So briefly, I'm just going to put this up here because I do have stopped, but these are just the proposals to actually get rid of the Electoral College. The three proposals instituted today are to remove the winner-take-all system, which I briefly discussed, amend the Electoral College system in the U.S. Constitution, which is very rare because that would mean both parties would have to make some agreement there, and then the national popular vote impact. Thank you.